It's early morning. The sun is just beginning to peek through the blinds. You shift beneath the covers and stretch only to feel that familiar ache deep in your legs. A dull throb. A tightness behind the knees. Maybe a burning in your calves. You pause for a moment, breathe in, and silently ask yourself, when did this become my normal? You used to get up and go. A walk around the block. Gardening on a Sunday. Dancing at your niece's wedding. Now, even standing at the kitchen counter for too long feels like a chore. And you wonder, is this just what happens with age? Is this the price of growing older? But let me ask you something more important. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, how do I want to age? Not just, how long can I live? But how well? Because here's the truth, your body, even now, is still listening. Every ache, every cramp, every twinge of pain is your body's way of whispering, help me, feed me, move me, heal me. And here's the good news. Change is not only possible, it's beautiful. You don't need a miracle. You just need the right steps. And sometimes it begins with what's on your plate. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful foods that may help stop leg pain in its tracks, naturally, gently, and quickly. You're not too old to feel strong again. You just need the right guidance. Let's begin this journey back to strength one bite at a time. Let's talk about something that doesn't just affect your legs. It affects your entire life. Pain. Specifically, leg pain. It shows up when you least expect it. Standing in line at the grocery store, trying to take a simple walk through the park, or reaching down to tie your shoes. It might start with a little tightness, then stiffness, then a sharp pull in the back of the thigh or a dull burning ache in your calves. And suddenly, your world feels smaller. But here's what's really at stake. It's not just pain, it's independence. When your legs hurt, you move less. When you move less, your muscles weaken. Balance becomes harder. Falls become more likely. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin to avoid things you once loved. Walking the dog, working in the yard, joining your friends at church or the community center. This is how isolation begins. This is how decline creeps in. Not because you chose it, but because pain took the choice away. But what if you could take some of that power back? Today, we're not talking about pills or expensive treatments. We're talking about real foods that support your blood flow, ease inflammation, nourish your muscles, and gently restore the energy your legs need to carry you through life. No gimmicks, no overwhelm. Just simple, practical changes you can make starting today. You deserve to walk without fear. You deserve to wake up and feel strong in your body again. This isn't about turning back the clock. It's about choosing how you move forward. And sometimes, that begins with what's on your plate. Let's dive into 5 foods that could help stop leg pain and help you start walking tall again. Now, before we get into specific foods, I want to ask you something. What if your leg pain isn't just old age? What if it wasn't inevitable, but something you could actually soften, ease, or even reverse? I know that might sound almost too simple. After all, we're taught that pain comes with the years like wrinkles, gray hair, or the slowing of time itself. But what if that isn't the whole story? Think about it. Your body is made of moving parts: muscles, tendons, blood vessels, nerves. And what fuels those parts? Not just medicine. Food. Your food has the power to either feed inflammation or fight it. It can thicken your blood, or let it flow freely. It can stiffen your muscles, or keep your legs flexible, nourished, and strong. What if one simple breakfast choice could mean waking up tomorrow with less pain? What if something as small as a fruit or spice could change how your legs feel by the end of the week? And what if the most powerful, natural medicine is sitting quietly in your kitchen, right now? Here's a secret. Many seniors in their 70s and 80s who once thought they'd never walk pain-free again found relief by changing what they ate. No surgery, no complicated diet, just one smart choice at a time. So let's turn that belief on its head. Maybe it isn't about accepting pain as your future. Maybe, just maybe. It's about learning to feed your body differently. Ready to discover those foods? Let's start with one that's not only delicious, but could soothe your legs in just days. 1. The power of beets. Fueling. Circulation. Like nature. Intended. Let's begin with something surprisingly sweet. Beets. If your legs often feel heavy, cold, or numb, it might not be just circulation. It might be that your blood isn't reaching those areas the way it should. Beets are rich in natural nitrates, which help widen blood vessels and improve blood flow, especially to your legs. I once heard from a gentleman in Arizona named Harold, 78 years old, retired postman, proud grandfather of 7. For years, Harold's legs would cramp up at night, so badly he'd sometimes cry out in his sleep. He thought it was just old age. But after adding roasted beets to his dinners 3 times a week, he noticed a change. The cramps? Rare. The pain? Manageable. Sleep? Deeper than it had been in years. Harold didn't change everything. He didn't start running marathons. He just added a little more blood flow to his life. Have you tried that? 2. Fatty fish. Fighting inflammation from the inside. Next, let's talk about salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These cold water fish are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, a natural anti-inflammatory. And if your legs ache, swell, or feel stiff, there's a good chance inflammation is at the root of it. Picture inflammation like a small fire smoldering in your muscles and joints. Over time, it limits your movement and damages tissues. Omega-3s are like gentle rain cooling that fire and giving your body a chance to repair. There's a woman named Jean in Michigan, widowed, soft-spoken, and active in her church. She started adding salmon to her weekly meals, not expecting much. But within a month, her afternoon leg pain was noticeably reduced. Now, she swears by it. She calls it her joint rescue dinner. The beauty of omega-3s is that they don't just ease pain, they help your heart, your memory, and your mood too. How's that for a triple win? 3. Cherries, tiny fruits, big relief. Now here's a surprise. Tart cherries, especially tart cherry juice. They're loaded with anthocyanins, natural compounds that reduce joint pain and muscle soreness. In fact, athletes use tart cherry juice to recover from intense workouts. So imagine what it can do for your legs after a long day of walking, standing, or simply growing older. I met a retired teacher named Mary, age 74, from South Carolina. Mary loved gardening, but her knees didn't love her back. After starting a small glass of tart cherry juice every morning, she told me her joints felt looser, and the post-gardening ache wasn't as bad. She smiled when she said, "It's like my knees forgave me." Have your knees ever needed forgiveness too? 4. Leafy greens, the unsung heroes of pain-free living spinach. Kale, Swiss chard, collard greens. These aren't just healthy, they're leg savers. They're rich in magnesium, potassium, and vitamin K, all critical nutrients for muscle function, nerve signaling, and reducing inflammation. Magnesium helps muscles relax. Potassium prevents cramps. And vitamin K? It helps reduce calcium buildup in arteries, which can restrict blood flow and cause pain. I once heard about an 82-year-old man named Walter in Oregon. Quiet man, loved crossword puzzles and jazz. For years, he dealt with restless legs, constant twitching, and soreness. He started adding a green smoothie to his morning routine, filled with spinach, banana, and almond milk. 2 weeks later, he said the twitching had calmed. He felt centered again. Sometimes healing comes not from a pill, but from a cup of green. You see, these aren't miracle cures. They're not loud, they don't promise overnight change, but they work. Gently, steadily, from the inside out. Beets for circulation, salmon for inflammation, cherries for relief, greens for strength. Which one speaks to you today? Because just one of these can be a beginning, not to a new diet, but to a new way of treating your legs with love. Your body is like a house strong in its foundation, weathered by time, and full of stories. But even the sturdiest home needs upkeep. Paint peels, hinges creak, and sometimes the front steps, your legs, begin to give you trouble. If you're over 70 and finding it harder to get up from your favorite chair, if your legs feel tight in the morning or ache by evening, you're not alone. This isn't just getting old. Often, it's your body quietly asking for the right fuel. You see, as we age, our digestion slows, our muscles thin, and our circulation weakens. The foods that once kept us going may no longer be enough. That's why nutrition after 70 isn't just about staying full, it's about staying free. Take James, for example, a retired bus driver in Ohio, age 76. He used to walk every morning, but then came the leg pain. Sharp at first, then dull and constant. Doctors ruled out major issues. So James tried something small. He started adding more leafy greens and omega-3 rich fish to his meals. Within weeks, his legs felt stronger. He was walking again. Not far, but farther than before. Or consider Eileen, 80, in California. Her calves would cramp at night, stealing her sleep. Her granddaughter suggested tart cherry juice. Eileen was skeptical, but within days her legs were calmer. She calls it a gift in a glass. Have you ever felt like this? Like your body was slowing down faster than your spirit? Here's the truth. Food doesn't just nourish, it can heal. And sometimes, the biggest changes start with the smallest bites. So what if your next grocery list held the secret to pain-free legs? Let's explore together. The hidden connection between emotions and pain. It's something we don't talk about enough, but ask any senior who's lived through loss, long winters, or long days alone. Pain feels different when you feel disconnected. Have you ever noticed that on days when your heart feels heavy, your legs seem heavier too? Let's talk about it. Pain isn't just physical, it's emotional. And for seniors, loneliness can act like fuel for inflammation. Studies show that people over 70 who feel socially isolated are more likely to experience chronic pain, especially in the joints and legs. Why? Because stress hormones like cortisol rise, while healing chemicals drop. It's like the body forgets how to turn down the volume on pain. Take Bernice, 82, from Minnesota. She lost her husband 5 years ago, and since then, her leg pain had grown worse. Doctors gave her medications, but nothing really helped. Then her daughter signed her up for a weekly senior art group. Bernice was nervous shy even, but something shifted. As she began painting and laughing with new friends, her pain began to ease. "It's like my legs forgot how to hurt," she said with a soft smile. Or Robert, 78, a Vietnam veteran who lives alone in Florida. He started volunteering once a week at a local food pantry. "I thought I was helping them," he said, "but really they helped me. I stopped thinking about my pain so much. My legs don't lock up like they used to." Have you noticed how your body responds when you feel truly at peace? When someone calls just to check in, or when you share a meal and a story? Food matters, but connection heals too. The body listens not just to what you eat, but to how you feel. Let's keep walking forward, because next we'll explore the foods that give your legs what they need to thrive. Small, healing habits. Food that feels like relief. Let's talk solutions. Not dramatic overhauls. Not a list of things you can't eat. Just small, healing steps. The kind you can start today, with what's already in your kitchen. You don't need a trendy diet or expensive supplements to ease your leg pain. You just need the right foods that support blood flow, reduce inflammation, and gently nourish your joints and muscles. Take beets, for example. This humble root vegetable is rich in nitrates natural compounds that help open up your blood vessels, improving circulation in your legs. Roast them, blend them into a smoothie, or add them to a salad. Your legs will thank you for the extra oxygen and blood flow. Then there's wild-caught salmon, or even a simple can of sardines. These fatty fish are packed with omega-3s, which help reduce swelling in the knees, calves, and ankles. Many seniors like Harold, 76, who started eating salmon twice a week, say it's like putting oil in a rusty hinge. "I still feel the ache," he says, "but now it moves easier." Turmeric, that golden spice you may have sitting in the back of your cabinet, can be your secret weapon. Just a sprinkle in tea, soup, or eggs can lower joint inflammation, especially when combined with black pepper. Mild and comforting, it's been used for centuries in healing traditions. And don't forget, hydration. A glass of water with a splash of lemon in the morning helps flush out toxins and prevents muscle cramping, one of the most common causes of leg pain in older adults. These are not big changes. They're gentle nudges toward comfort. So let me ask you, what's one small change you could try this week? Maybe it's a beet salad. Maybe it's sipping turmeric tea before bed. Whatever it is, do it with care, because your body is still listening. It still wants to heal. The inner healing. Food for the heart and spirit. Let's pause for a moment. Not to talk about the body, but about the part of you that holds it all together. Your spirit. You've lived a full life through decades of hard work, raising families, watching the world change. And now perhaps, you wake up some mornings wondering, what's left for me? That question isn't about time. It's about meaning. There's a quiet truth many seniors have discovered. The body may ache, but the soul needs a reason to rise. Leg pain, fatigue, and stiffness. Yes, they can be eased by food and movement. But what keeps you going is purpose. It might be tending to your garden, volunteering at your church, walking your neighbor's dog, or calling your grandchild every Tuesday morning. It doesn't have to be grand. It just has to matter to you. One woman, Betty from North Carolina. She's 82 now, had been struggling with loneliness and leg pain for years. Nothing seemed to work long term. Then, one Sunday, she joined a small walking group at her local community center. At first, she said, "I couldn't walk more than 5 minutes, but I kept showing up because it felt good to be seen." Today, Betty walks a mile every morning, has fewer flare-ups, and says she hasn't felt this alive in years. What changed? Just one thing. She stepped into connection, into purpose. So I'll ask you something that may take a moment to answer. What do you want the next chapter of your life to feel like? Peaceful? Hopeful? Useful? The good news is, it's not too late to rewrite the story. Even a small shift in your daily rhythm can bring light where pain used to be. Because healing isn't just about food, it's about feeling alive again. The quiet power of taking back control. You've made it this far in the video, and that says something important. It means you haven't given up. Maybe your legs ache more than they used to. Maybe mornings are slower, and getting out of a chair feels like lifting a mountain some days. But you're still here, still searching, still believing that life can feel better than this. And you're right, because we've seen what's possible. From food that reduces inflammation to small daily habits that bring strength and stability back into your step. From reconnecting with others to rediscovering your own purpose. The path forward doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. You are not too old. You are not done yet. Your body, even with all its wear and tear, still listens when you care for it. And you've already taken the most important first step: awareness. Now imagine a morning where you rise with ease, your legs steady beneath you. An afternoon where you move through your home without bracing for pain. A life where your days are not defined by what hurts, but by what's still possible. There's strength in every spoonful of healing food. There's grace in every slow, intentional movement. And there's dignity in every decision to keep showing up for yourself. So let this moment be a turning point, not loud or dramatic, but quiet and powerful. This is your time to heal, to feel, to reclaim what's been fading. Start now, even if it's slow, even if it's just one better meal, one short walk, one breath of belief, because every small step forward is still yours, and you deserve to feel strong, steady, and deeply alive. Your turn to share, to try, to heal. Let's take a breath together and gently look inward. What was one thing that made you think differently today? Maybe it was learning how food can ease the pain in your legs. Maybe it was the reminder that small habits, not big overhauls, lead to lasting change. Or maybe it was simply realizing that you're not alone in this. You are part of something here. This channel, this space is more than just health advice. It's a community of strong, wise, experienced people who are still growing, still learning, still trying. So tell me in the comments below, what small change will you try starting tomorrow morning? Maybe you'll add a bowl of leafy greens to your lunch. Maybe you'll try warm turmeric milk before bed. Maybe you'll just put your feet up, breathe deep, and say, "Today, I took care of me." And if you have a story to share about your leg pain, your food journey, your wins, and your struggles, please share it. Your words could give someone else hope. You could be the reason someone tries again tomorrow. Tag a friend who might need this message. Call a loved one and tell them what you learned. Because healing grows faster when it's shared. And if this resonated with you, if even one moment here felt true to your journey, subscribe. We're walking this path together. Week by week, video by video, step by step. There's still so much life ahead of you. Let's keep exploring it together.